TFA fam, how are all of you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the delay. I'm quarantining a little bit. My son's babysitter just tested positive for COVID. We have the graphic designer Kev over here dicking around with font colors, trying to make everything look pretty. He's very self-conscious about the way he looks and about the way the site looks. But we're here. It's week 16. You guys don't care about any of that. The chat's already blowing up. We appreciate you guys. You guys have truly been the best all year. It's been a lot of fun, and now we are finally here. It's the week to get that ship, to get the money, to get the trophy, to get the bragging rights. Whatever you guys are going after, we are here to help. The rankings videos have been blowing up. You guys have been hitting us up all, I guess not all week, but since the last 24 hours that we uploaded it. So, Kev, how are you, man? Let's say what's up to the TFA fam. And, we already got Tan in the chat. We got Sean, Walito, always rocking with us. Kyle's in here. Questions are rolling in. It's time to give them the goods, man. We brought them here. Now it's time to bring it home.
Fuck yeah. It is fucking championship week. It is, what we all aspire for. That's why we play the game, right? Now we just got to take it home. Be like the Kansas City Chiefs, win a Super Bowl. That's what we're trying to do this week. So it's Christmas week, even better. We get, 4 days in a row of football, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So, you really can't ask for much more than that. So, we do appreciate everybody that's been with us all year. That's really helped us grow. We have greatly exceeded expectations, and we got a lot more to come, boys and girls. So let's crush it.
Yeah, if you're into Dynasty, if you're into the NFL draft in general, if you want to get a leg up in your redraft leagues on some of these rookies, the content is not going to stop here on the Fantasy Authority YouTube channel or the podcast. We have a bunch of content planned for you guys. And then also on that note, if there are any ideas you guys have, anything we can improve upon, anything you would like to see next year that you didn't see this year, or something you would like to see more of, please let us know. We're always open to constructive criticism as well. So let's just get into it, man. The chat is blowing up. Tan and Walito thanking us for the help. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us all year. We got Sean in here. His first question for week 16, bringing us in. Full point PPR, James Robinson questionable. Do I flex Cup versus Seattle? Fournette at Detroit. Gaskin at Vegas over J-Rob.
That's tough because they're all great matchups. You can't ask for a much better matchup for Fournette than Detroit.
The thing that makes me nervous with Gaskin is I don't think we've seen Gaskin and Ahmed on the field together at the same time at all this year. It's been one or the other, so I have no idea what to expect with that split. With J-Rob questionable.
It sounds like he's going to play, though. It sounds like from him talking, he said that he's going to – I'm not worried that he didn't practice today. We already knew that was going to be the plan, but he said he was going to do whatever he could to play, but I don't know. I have to monitor that. Obviously, they're out of it. There's nothing to play for. There's no real reason to rush him out there, but –
And the high ankle sprain always makes you nervous, too. I think in this situation, I'm going Fournette.
I think I would probably play Fournette over. Now I'm not sure if as he said. I guess he's saying he has James Robinson in the flex. If that's what he's saying, then I would probably, because I think it comes down to Cup and Fournette for me. Yeah, I know Cup hasn't really. He's been okay. He's had three really standout games this year. Where week 3 he had 25.7. Week 8, he had 22. Week 11, he had 25. But other than that, it's a bunch of 8s, with some 14s, 15s, 11s mixed in. So he hasn't been outstanding. The last time these two teams played, he went 5 for 50, no touchdowns. One of the bigger problems, he's just not scoring any touchdowns. He only has 3 touchdowns on the season. The targets are there. lot of the weeks the receptions are there and the yards has been okay. It's just he's just not finding the end zone. And this offense in general is not really hasn't been lighting things up in general. But I think for ceiling, I would go Fournette, and I think for floor, I would go Cup. Because I could see a scenario where, because you look at Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay has their pass offense has really struggled, right? Or the pass defense, I should say. Like we saw last week against Atlanta. Atlanta just torched them in the first half. And Stafford's going to, Stafford sounds like he's going to be ready to play. He's been practicing limited, which is a good sign from what he was doing last week. Obviously, they don't have Kenny Golladay, so that is still a problem. But they have enough pieces on this offense that they can really push things. And if they can get out to a quick lead, I think you could see Leonard Fournette, lose out on some opportunities there. And that's where I would become nervous because you can also throw against Detroit. So I think that Fournette probably has a little bit lower of a floor. But I think that he probably has the highest ceiling here, too, because this is an absolute smash spot. Like, we want to play running backs against the Lions. And so I would probably go Fournette.
Yeah, Cup, you touched on it a little bit. Cup and that entire offense just kind of scares me, not only just because of what happened last week with the Jets, but just in general, this offense has been really up and down. The Seattle defense has been playing better as of late. So for me, it's Fournette there. Good luck to you, Sean. Actually, you have another one. Looks like you have one more after this as well. Browns D versus the Jets or Dolphins D versus the Raiders. And I skipped over the Mariota part because apparently Derek Carr got in a full practice today. So,
well, if that's the case, then yeah, Derek Carr is playing. If he got him full, and there's no way he's not, unless somehow he re-aggravates or something like that, which is not a concern. So for me, it's Browns D.
I like the Dolphins here. I know it's the Jets, but it's not like the Browns D is super strong. Their front is obviously better than their secondary, but that Dolphins D has been playing really well. They have the outside corners. They have some pieces on the D line. I think their linebackers leave a little bit to be desired, but I would go Dolphins here, whether it's Mariota or Carr. I just like that defense in general because it's not like the Jets have a run game worth mentioning unless you're expecting Ty Johnson to pop off out of nowhere. And like I said, I get it's the Jets, but I think you have a better shot of turnovers or at least limiting points and potentially sacks with Dolphins because they also play extremely aggressive. I think they're in the top 3 or top 5 in terms of blitz percentage. So I like the Dolphins here.
The thing that worries me the most is more so because getting some sacks is nice. Obviously, if you can get a defense that can get you 3 or 4 sacks, obviously you'll take that. But in terms of turnovers, like Derek Carr tends to be a little bit more careful, and he's a little bit more like Alex Smith in terms of game managing. And so I would be a little bit more hesitant. And I honestly think that what we can really see is we saw this last week where Josh Jacobs had like 26 rush attempts. Like this Dolphins offense does not worry me at all. Like they're not an offense that's going to come out there and throttle you and get up quickly on you. So I think what you're going to end up seeing is a lot of Josh Jacobs in this game. And so for me, like I just think Cleveland makes a little bit more sense. Cleveland's more middle of the road in terms of adjusted sack rate on the season. They're 18th in adjusted sack rate with 35 sacks. So, I think I would just slightly lean more toward just because I feel like there's a little bit higher probability of, a turnover, a pick six, something like that for this Cleveland defense.
Yeah, I don't think either are in bad spots. I think you're fine rolling with.
And I'll also say this, at least on the offensive side of the ball. So if you look at the Raiders are actually 9th in the league on offense in terms of their offensive line and adjusted sack rates allowed. So they have been pretty good with limiting sacks and stuff like that as well, where the Jets are 27th in the league and where they allow a sack on 8% of plays.
Yeah, Sean, I don't think this one is necessarily going to be the thing that determines the championship for you. I think you're fine with either of them. I would go with your gut on that one, or if Walito or somebody in the chat wants to chime in with with their thoughts. Go ahead and do that for the tiebreaker. And last one from Sean here for the tight end position. He's been rolling with Hunter Henry all year, but he's had Kittle stashed on IR. If Kittle plays, is he a must start?
Yes. Yeah. If he's out there, that tells you he's 100% healthy and he's ready to go. Yeah. They're not playing for anything. There's no reason to rush him back. So it's not like he's going to be like, it's only 70% or something like that. With them pretty much out of it, eliminated from the playoffs, there's zero reason to bring him back unless he's 100% healthy. And so that tells me if he's 100% healthy, I will take 100% healthy George Kittle. I don't give a fuck who the quarterback is, to be honest with you. And I think it's probably going to be CJ Beathard this week, which if it is
the shower narrative.
Yeah. And CJ Beathard also, he hasn't been like a terrible fantasy quarterback. He has some pretty decent performances as now. Some of it's because of what he's able to do on the ground, because he is a more of a mobile quarterback. But for me, it's George Kittle all day, and it's not even close. Like you just play George Kittle. Like George Kittle slots right in, right behind Travis Kelce this week for me, if he's active.
Yeah, we've had Shanahan saying for a couple of weeks now that the only way that Kittle's going to come back and Garoppolo's going to come back is if they have anything to play for. Well, they don't have anything to play for. So like you said, there's no reason they're going to throw him out there, even if he was 80% healthy. So if he plays, I agree. I think you have to play him. Tan is this is obviously one is for all the marbles here, has his roster listed up on the screen. Are there any changes that jump out to you, Kev, that you would make? He's rolling with Pollard and Wilson at the running back position, Marvin Hilton at wide receiver, Gio at flex, Logan Thomas at tight end. Houston's defense, Lutz is his kicker, has Kyler Murray on the bench. I think you had those two between Rodgers and Murray, three spots apart, but you lean Rodgers there. Savon Ahmed, obviously we have Gaskin coming back into the fold, so I think you're going to leave him on the bench. Is there anybody that jumps out to you that you would make a change here for Tan?
I think you could possibly go Antonio Brown over Hilton. I think that would be the one spot that you possibly could go. Obviously, this isn't a good matchup going against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defense has been really good. We know this. Antonio Brown against the Lions sounds pretty appetizing in a spot where they could be battling back and forth, have to throw a lot. He finally found the end zone on that long touchdown. They finally decided to air it out a little bit with him. So this could be a sign of things to come for Antonio Brown. Like I would go with the ultimate upside, and I think that's Antonio Brown over Hilton. I just think it's a much better matchup for him than what Hilton has. And in terms of the flex with Gio, Gio worries me because I know people are going to see what he just did, right? And the big game he just had, but that is completely different than what he's really done for most of the year, right? And a lot of it really was the 2 touchdowns that he saw. And so I think he could actually be a trap this week. And I know people are going to want to play him. It's against Houston because, Houston's fucking horrible against the running back. But at the same time, it's really likely the Texans could fucking destroy this team and their offense get going. And if that happens, then Gio Bernard is a nothing. And so I think he's a decent flex option, but he's not as high as I think what people think that he should be this week. And so, but if you wanted to, I would probably actually prefer to probably go Antonio Brown in the flex over Gio.
I would suggest that as well. We had a question on Gio on the running back ranking video that we dropped last night. And Gio this is the first time he's scored double-digit points since week 8, where he coincidentally also scored 2 touchdowns. And this is the first time last week against the Steelers that he's found the end zone since those 2 touchdowns. He literally went 2 in week 8 and then zeros all the way until this past week. So I definitely think that they probably have the same floor as well, to be honest, with Gio and AB. So Tan, I would throw AB in the flex there as well. I'm going to side with Kevin on that one. Our guy Brian in the chat has a defensive question: Colts, Browns, or Indy? It looks like he's playing that Week 17 championship. Which Brian, you got to bring that to the table next year and get that championship week pulled back to this week.
Yeah, Brian. You never play Week 17.
I just realized he put the Colts defense or Indy's defense. So I'm not sure if there's an actual third option or if he just accidentally typed in Indy. But Browns or Indy for you?
Browns. Yeah, it's definitely Browns. And next week, by the way, we're not going to be doing all the stuff that we normally do because it's Week 17. I know there's some people that play Week 17. Week 17 is such a fucking crapshoot because teams are going to be sitting guys. Playoff teams with nothing to play for are going to be really hesitant, and they may only play for the half. You're going to have guys get held out. You could have guys that were supposed to play that maybe they play a quarter. Like, it's just so unpredictable for Week 17, and it's a shame that your team makes it. You get all the way there and you get to the championship, and then half your roster could be out because it's Week 17. So I highly recommend only playing to Week 16. It's just not worth all the hassle and everything else that goes into it. So that would be one change I would look at for next year. But we will be going live again on next Wednesday like we did this week. Basically, we're going to be talking a lot of fantasy champ or MVPs, maybe lessons learned for next year and stuff like that. So, Brian, you can hit us up next week and we can give you some advice for next week.
Yeah, if you are playing in Week 17, you have any questions, absolutely drop them. We'll still be answering questions, but we're not going to be doing the rankings and waivers and all that. Like we said, we will be going live to answer any starts that you have. Kyle wants to know Herbert versus Denver or Watson versus Cincy. This one is Watson for me. Kev, let's say you.
I am going to go. This is close. I'm going to go Watson.
Yeah, I think Watson has a big bounce back game, even though the overall fantasy finishes haven't been there over the last 3 weeks. He's still thrown for over 300 yards in 2 of the last 3 weeks. He just hasn't had the high fantasy finish. I think this spot sets up really nicely for him as a bounce back spot. Flash Gordon has been ruled ineligible, Kyle, so he will not be returning this week. But I want to see it, man. I would like to see it for more than two games. But we need to see it so we can just put this to bed. Like
so I know a lot of people here probably this is their first year following us and don't understand the level of love that I have for Josh Gordon. That I have been talking about Josh Gordon for years and years and years and years.
And Jeremy
going
Hill.
all the way back to 2013, and every year that he gets ruled in and he gets to come back, I get super excited about it. I even wrote an article. You probably find it somewhere on the Fantasy Authority. Where it was like I basically used the Johnny Cash song "When the Man Comes Around." I changed the lyrics on it and made an article out of it. You can go find it on the Fantasy Authority about it. But like, I am a huge Josh Gordon guy, and it's just a shame that somebody as talented as him is kind of battled demons. And I've always been rooting for him. Like, I've never been somebody like, I know there's people out there like, oh, fuck him. He's had multiple opportunities. Like people have addictions, people have stuff to deal with in life. And, I've never walked a mile, a day in his shoes. So it's hard to make that call. But, I hope he does. I hope he can figure it out. Maybe at least have 1 or 2 more years left in his career. We'll see. But yeah, I guess he hasn't met all the qualifications that the league wanted to for reinstatement. So at this point, he has not been reinstated.
Yeah, like I said, I've been rooting for him as well. I would love to see it, but at this point, it's I don't know. I hope he gets it together. Rodolfo joining us. 2 running backs, 1 flex. The running backs are Sanders, Eckler, Aaron Jones, and Josh Jacobs. I'm assuming you're going to flex one of those running backs as well, Kev, in a PPR. If you're not, let me know. But who are you going to sit out of those running backs?
I guess I'm gonna say Josh Jacobs.
And you're gonna flex. You're gonna roll 3 running backs out of that group.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna play. Miles is in a fantastic spot. Eckler and then Aaron Jones. I can't say Aaron Jones against the Titans. So yeah, that's a pretty solid team there, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to flex a receiver, I would go Corey Davis, but you don't need to in this situation. That is a nice group of running backs you got there. Bello. Tam, appreciate the thoughts. All is well so far. Just precautionary at this point, hopefully. Roberto joining us needs a little help. Half PPR, Kyler or Hurts. You have them back to back in your rankings, right? Kev, Hurts, and Kyler.
Yeah, I have Kyler at 3 and I have Hurts at 4. I will say this: I think Jalen Hurts is the higher ceiling of the two because of the matchup.
Yeah,
but Kyler started to look like Kyler again, and yeah, they're both super close. But I would lean towards Kyler a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Tight end, man. Imagine, can you start Waller and Kittle? Jesus.
On this one, I guess I should have went one more because to me, Kelsey and Waller have been so dominant this year.
Kittle and Waller. My apologies.
No, I know. But earlier I said that the only player I wouldn't sit him for would be Kelsey. And Waller's probably in that group too, and they're the only two of all the tight ends. Any other tight end you're playing George Kittle with confidence. But I would probably go. I would go Waller.
I agree. And then wide receiver need 3 out of A-Rob, AJB, Eckler. Oh, we need 3 out of this group. Wide receiver flex, we need 3. So is that James or Allen, Roberto, if you're still with us? AJ Brown, Eckler, Miles Sanders, Ayuk, DJ Moore. Running backs are Henry and Monty.
My goodness. If it's Allen, it would be Allen Robinson, Eckler, and I think I would go Ayuk.
You're gonna go Ayuk over Sanders?
It's super tough, right? Because with AJ Brown, like he can go off at any moment, right? Like I said, he's kind of like Tyreek, right? Where he is somebody who doesn't necessarily need the volume to smash.
It is Allen Robinson.
But it's tough because at the same time, he gets one of the worst matchups you possibly could ask for in Jair Alexander, who has been dominant this year. And so it's tough to trust that in this kind of a week. To me, I think that AJ Brown definitely has the highest ceiling here. But Ayuk, I think, has the safest floor because he's going to get peppered with targets. He continues to be, even if Kittle comes back, I know there's some concern there. Well, if Kittle comes back, does that hurt Ayuk? No, it doesn't really affect me all that much and how they're going to use him. So I would go with, I think if it was me, and depending on what you're needing this week, I would probably, it's really close. I would probably go Ayuk. Just because I think the floor for AJ Brown could be 4, where Ayuk has consistently put up 20 fantasy points every motherfucking week.
Man, for me, it's between. I agree, A-Rob and Eckler, and it's between Miles and Ayuk.
Myles Gaskin.
Sanders.
Oh, the way he spelled it fucked me up. That's with Gaskin. Oh, okay. Oh, well, shit, never mind. That changes everything. Okay, well, then I'm just going to go Allen Robinson, Eckler, and Miles Sanders. Never mind.
Okay. I do think that Ayuk is in consideration there with Miles. But I do think Miles has I talked about him on the running back video. I do think he has a bounce back week after being a little disappointing following his bigger game against the Saints. And then in a half PPR, I'm going to lean the running back. So A-Rob, Eckler, and Miles. Mark Pedri in here, trying to win the 10-team league for the 5th straight year. 4,500?
Let's go, Mark. Let's
go. Jesus. For the 5th straight year? Woo! Man, that is... What is your... dude, what is that entry fee for a 10-team to win 45? Damn. Man, I just... My palm just got fucking sweaty having this pressure to answer this for you, but I wish you just would have put like 45 or 450, 4,500. This is feeling like Eminem. Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. All right. RB2
so
for
RB2,
PPR.
Swift, Taylor, and Gaskin, right?
Not considering Wilson. Not really considering Gaskin.
I think, oh man, both Taylor and Swift are so tough because how they got to try to project them out for touches. I think I would go Swift.
And neither in good matchups either.
No, because they both are in bad matchups. But with Swift, I feel like at least with him, he can get pass catching work. He's going to get goal line opportunities. And a lot of it is the pass catching work that he's going to get. But this is a standard league.
PPR.
Right? Is this PPR?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, PPR. There it is. Okay. I was taking the question before. So then, yeah, in a PPR, I'm going to go Swift.
Man. I think I went Taylor there.
The only thing that worries me with Taylor is I know expecting the Steelers' offense to somehow turn it around and look like the offense they were back in the beginning of the year is tough, but it's possible for them to get a lead, and if they do, then that means it's Naheem Hines time, and that's just what worries me is that he can be game scripted out, and whereas DeAndre Swift, it's going to be much harder for him to get game scripted out because he is the pass catching running back, and so for me, like I just feel like he is a much safer play, but of the two, because where Taylor could easily be game scripted out and only get 10 touches.
Yeah, I could see that.
The wide receivers, I'm going to go definitely Justin Jefferson. And McLaurin. And then at flex.
Oh, there we go. So Swift, Taylor, Jefferson, McLaurin.
No. I don't want any. Like I'm only forced to play one of these running backs, so I'm going to go Swift, and then I'm going to go Jefferson, McLaurin, and Deontay. You can't pass up Deontay's that man gets 10 to 15 targets every single game, and I am not worried about that Colts secondary.
I know I'm the Steelers hater, the Homer hater. Deontay absolutely has the much higher ceiling out of the running backs, for sure. But that his floor and the way that this offense has looked.
But what would you say his floor is, though? I mean, outside of the 2 games that he got, as long as he doesn't get hurt, I mean, he's only had 2 games all year where he scored less than 10 fantasy points. I mean, he had the 2 games that
7 or 8.
those games that he got hurt in. But past that, he had 9.7 week 1, and then he had 8 fantasy points against Buffalo. And that was whenever he got benched for a half. Other than that, it's 23, 29, 14, 23, 23, 12, 21, and 19. I mean, and he's had double-digit targets in every single game this year, besides the game that he got hurt in, and then he still had 7 in the game that he was benched. I just can't pass up that volume and especially in a PPR format.
But if we're talking volume, you're also going to be passing that up at the running back position.
But
too.
I don't think it's guaranteed volume. Where I feel like with Deontay, it's guaranteed volume. He gets it. They would have to go with some complete different philosophy on offense all of a sudden for him not to be utilized like that. You got to make a decision.
I will hedge. If you need the ceiling, go Deontay. If you just need the safe points, Kev, you're making good points. I get it, but like maybe it's just the hater in me. Maybe I just can't get past it. But if I just need guaranteed locked in touches and points, and I know you just read off the game logs and the points, and they're there for Deontay as well. But I just can't do it with him or any Steeler for that matter. So if you need the safety, it's the running backs. If you need the ceiling, go Deontay, and that's how I would play that one. Hurts or Herbert. That is Hurts. Walito, 1 QB. So Wilson or Hurts, who you going with there? We talked about this on the quarterback show. I'm going Hurts, and I'm not even thinking twice.
Yep.
Okay. 2 running backs. CMC, Mixon's not going to be playing. So CMC looks like he's doubtful now. Sanders, Swift, Eckler.
Who's doubtful?
I think McCaffrey is.
Really? Did they really fucking change it again?
I think so.
Because as of yesterday, because that's what I mean. Matt Rule, I had to watch
9 hours ago, 7 hours ago from Carolina Panthers website. Christian McCaffrey doubtful to play at Washington.
Yeah, Matt Rule not playing. Fuck you.
So you're sitting Swift there, Walito. You're going Sanders and Eckler. Give Kev some time to recover.
You know what? It's funny too. Like it just pisses me off. Like which is actually funny because I'm in my home league. My opponent has Christian McCaffrey, so I was hoping internally that he wasn't going to play. But from like just the perspective of overall things, like it pisses me off the way the coaches handle this shit because it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like just put him on fucking IR and into season? You know, like why do we keep doing this? Like, and literally yesterday, Matt Rule was like, "All right, we're going to get him out there to practice on Wednesday, and we're optimistic that he's going to play." And then the next day, nothing's happened. They haven't practiced. They haven't done anything. Now all of a sudden, now they're ruled out. Like he's doubtful to play. It's like, anyways. So
it's Hurts, Sanders, Eckler, 2 wide receivers out of Metcalf, Ridley, A-Rob, Godwin. We're locking in A-Rob. Who are you taking for your second one?
We're locking at Miles Sanders and Austin Eckler.
Right. And then wide receivers, Metcalf, Ridley, A-Rob, Godwin, Chark.
So 2 wide receivers is Ridley and A-Rob for me.
Wow. I agree. I thought you were going to go Metcalf. 1 tight end. If Kittle plays, it's Kittle. Now we need a flex.
I would flex DK Metcalf.
Yeah. I agree. I was going to try and make a case for Godwin, but the way that those, even though the matchup is much better for Godwin, the way that those targets have been getting spread between the 3 receivers, Gronk has been more involved. I do think you go Metcalf. Tam has been thinking about picking up and playing a waiver QB. I would play Tannehill over Ben.
Oh, for sure. For 100%.
Rams or Bears D? I'm going Bears.
Yes.
Last Fish, been holding it down for us over on Twitch all season. We appreciate it. And still alive in the Survivor League. Who do we like here? Washington over Carolina, San Fran over the Cardinals, Houston over the Bengals, Broncos over Chargers, or Browns over Jets? Who would be your most? Let's give him like our top three here for
Browns would be number one, far and away number one.
Yes. Houston over Bengals.
That would be second.
Yes.
And then that's Washington, I guess, over the Panthers would be third, I suppose. And then it would be the Broncos over the Chargers, because the Chargers have found 70,000 different ways to lose games this year. And then the last one would be San Francisco.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't have to go all the way to the bottom, or if you do the points thing that I know some Survivor Leagues do. I agree with everything Kev just laid out after our top three. So, Fish, good luck to you. Hope you win that Survivor League. Sean, we appreciate you for joining us. If you're here for the first time, I don't think we mentioned it yet, but we are giving away. I will move this for a second. Are giving away a signed Allison. Fucking did it again, Walito. God damn it!
You have no idea, Walito. I know. So last night, I know because we edited all this out, Walito. But whenever we were doing our show last night, when we were recording the ranking stuff last night, he kept saying Allison Robinson jersey, and he didn't ever realize he was doing it, I think, until you pointed it out to him. But he continues to do it every time. I said, dude, why don't you just say A-Rob, bro? Just say A-Rob. Everyone knows who A-Rob is.
We are giving away a signed A-Rob jersey this Sunday whenever we go live for the Fantasy Game Day show, which kicks off at 11 a.m. Eastern. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button for us. If you're feeling extra giving, hit us with a like as well. We are going to give whoever ends up winning it. You're going to have 48 hours to reach out to us to snag that A-Rob jersey. And if you don't, we're just going to have to give it away to maybe like the next person in line or something. And we're also going to be giving away some T-shirts, and we might have something else up our sleeve. So, Sean, appreciate the kind words. We appreciate all you guys, like we said at the top. It's been a really fun year, and we think we are 40 away from 1K. And whenever we started this off season, I think we were floating around like 150.
Oh, it wasn't even that high. It was like 110.
Was it back in February?
We used to do like live streams and stuff like that, but we never took like YouTube seriously in terms of like growing it and doing content and stuff like that until this off season. And it's a long story. I could get into it. Believe me, I could talk about it forever. I love talking about like the whole process of YouTube versus the other platforms and written content and video. But we knew we wanted to go heavily into, because we've been around for like 5 years. This upcoming year will be 6 years. Where we were doing like written content, we had the podcast and everything else, and then we really wanted to get into YouTube, so we really focused on it heavily this year. So we grew much faster than I was expecting, and so we really do appreciate it. And you can expect even better content, I think, now that we've gotten our first year under the belt of kind of growing and learning more stuff from there. So we're going to try to put out more and more content tailored to what you guys want.
Yes, like I said at the top, any suggestions, comments, criticisms, please reach out, drop a comment, let us know, because honestly, we are, as much as we like talking about this, we are doing it for you guys. So back to the questions. Jimmy J needs a flex. Evans, Marvin Jones, Dobbins.
I think I'm going to go Mike Evans here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Mike Evans.
Let's go. put some respect on that man's name. Mike Evans for me as well. Did not expect you to go that route. Obviously agree there. Channel wants to know Brady or Hurts. This was not already asked, but the answer is Hurts.
Yeah, 100%. If you haven't, well, I guess we haven't. I was about to say if you haven't watched the quarterback rankings videos, like, oh yeah, it's not out yet. It'll be out tonight.
Couple hours. Give us a few hours, and that'll be out. Just have to give it uploaded. It's already all edited. So
it's 100% Jalen Hurts. We have
yes.
I have Jalen Hurts as a top 3 or 4 option. I think it's 4. I think I have him ranked at QB4 this week. So absolutely love. Yep, there you go, top 4. So I love Jalen Hurts.
I don't even know what fucking overlay we were. Tam needs one out of DJ Moore or Juju Higgins. That is DJ Moore for me.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is what you're missing out on if you're not joining us on Sundays, other than the A-Rob jersey we'll be giving away. The news broke. Pollard was sitting out there available on waivers in a lot of leagues. He was down to like 20% ownership. So if you're watching live, you got that news. Tam went out, picked him up, plugged him in, played him. Now he's in the ship. Rodolfo, also Logan Thomas, Mark Andrews, or Fant at tight end in the PPR.
Mark Andrews.
Let's go. Tam needs a running back 2 and a flex out of Ahmed, Hunt, Connor, Wilson. So for the RB2, let's answer that one first.
That's going to be Jeff Wilson as long as he plays. I know he was questionable, but I think last I had heard he was trending in the right direction of playing. So
if he doesn't, or if he's going to be limited, who would be your...
I would probably at that point go James Conner.
I would have it.
It's close between Connor and Hunt for me.
Yes, Wilson and then Hunt, and then you're going to flex DJ Moore. So as long as we don't get any news that Wilson's going to be limited or splitting or anything like that, like Kev said, he should be good to go. But if he is going to be limited, I would still prefer Hunt, and then you're flexing DJ Moore.
Right.
D Woods, if Keenan Allen plays, is he a must start?
It depends on what your other options are.
So Woods, let us know who else your options are. I think if he gets in, because that was a short week, he's had a couple extra days to get right. Like we've said over and over again, don't read into the Wednesday reports if it's negative. Like if someone sits on a Wednesday, don't pay too much attention to it. If someone's practicing, you can obviously listen to it. But if someone is sitting on a Wednesday, pay attention to the Thursday and Friday reports. If he gets in, a limited on Thursday, then a full on Friday, I do think you play him. But let us know who your other options are, and then we can let you know. Jersey JB over on the scope before that gets shut down. Fournette or a Drake?
Fournette.
Yes. Ooh, here's one for you, Kev. Ayuk or Keenan?
I'm going to go Keenan here.
Agreed. Aiden wants to know Hurts, Wilson, or Tannehill. Like I'll throw up the graphic again real quick, but the answer here is Jalen Hurts. Kev has him ranked up at 4. I would have him in the same range, and then I would fall in line with Wilson and Tannehill. Wilson's someone who I'm a little bit lower on. Not sure how many waiver options I would play over Wilson other than Hurts if he's still available for whatever reason. But like somebody like Trubisky, Kev is big on. I love Baker this week. So it would be Hurts, Tanny, and then Wilson for me there. Hope you mean Hurts because of his rushing ability. But yeah, you're going Hurts there, Justin.
Yeah, just really quickly, because I know a lot of people look at like Jalen Hurts, and he's somebody actually, I guess, sneak preview that I talked about last night, or that will be on the quarterback show. That he was one guy that I really wanted to talk about because of how well he's actually played over the last 2 games. Now, it is a really small sample size for Jalen Hurts with the only 2 games, but over the last 2 weeks, he is 10th in passing yards. He is tied for 5th, and he has 4 passing touchdowns, but his 9.4 average depth of target is also 9th over that span, which is something that you love to see, especially from a young quarterback who, typically when you get a young quarterback starting for the first couple of games or for the first times, they really try to check the ball down, kind of play. So seeing that his average depth of target is much higher than that, I think spells good things. But the thing that you really love to see is that he leads all quarterbacks with 29 rush attempts, and he leads all quarterbacks with 169 rushing yards over the last 2 games and 1 rushing touchdown. So I love Jalen Hurts this week. And this is a great matchup against Dallas. So if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they've allowed the second most points, most fantasy points, and they've allowed the second most they've allowed the second most passing touchdowns and the 12th most fantasy points to the position. So you also look at the Cowboys on paper. I think if you look at some of them, you may hear people say, okay, well, but over the last 4 weeks, they've been doing better against the pass. They're 27th in passing yards over the last 4 weeks. However, they face the 49ers, Bengals, Ravens, and Washington football team, which do not strike any fear in an offense whatsoever. So in terms of offensively. So I like Jalen Hurts a lot this week. This is another smash matchup. I mean, he won a lot of people championships, or at least got them to the championship. And I'm not turning back on that now, especially in a matchup against the Cowboys.
I will just say ditto, and then we'll move on to Renee's question: Swift or Fournette?
Fournette.
Wow, you're surprising me today, Kev. I thought we were going to disagree on some of these, and I thought you were going to say Swift there. Yeah, that is Fournette for me as well. Marcus wants to know Allen or Watson. Obviously, with Stephon Gilmore being out, that makes this matchup with New England a lot tastier. But Watson gets Cincy, and you're not worried about anybody there. You obviously have the divisional narrative with Josh Allen. Man, it is so hard to sit Josh Allen at this point. But Watson is in the better spot, even with Gilmore hitting IR for the Pats. Who do you like here?
I got to go Josh Allen. I can't sit Josh Allen.
Man. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I can't. You can't do that unless we get. And I'm not expecting, but unless Friday rolls along and Diggs is like downgraded to a limited practice instead of a full or something like that. Like I said, not expecting it, but that would be the only way I think that I would end up going Watson over Allen if Diggs takes a step back or he's going to be limited, or we get a report that comes out that says like he might only play 60% of the snaps or something. That would be the only way. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year that I would be saying you can't sit Josh Allen for Deshaun Watson, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. Marcus also has another question here. Fournette, Carson, Taylor, Bell, Gibson, Gaskin, Wilson, and then Metcalf.
Fournette and Bell.
And this is non-PPR.
Right. And then flex. Metcalf.
Is it close with Carson at all?
No. I am lower on Carson than I have Carson at like 19 or 20 at running back this week.
I can't remember where you had him. He is 12th in Fantasy Pros consensus.
Well, they're wrong, but It's just tough to trust him because they continue to work in guys like Carlos Hyde, and this isn't the greatest matchup either against this Rams defense. And with the fact that it's a non-PPR really worries me.
That's why I lean Carson because it is non-PPR.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so like for example, like Fournette, right? Like Detroit's run defense is
right. I think I would lean Carson over Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are close. I think if you wanted to go Carson, I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it. I mean, Metcalf certainly has his downside here to get shut out. I think the last time they played, he only scored 4 fantasy points. The last time that they played, and so they're certainly there. But I think Metcalf is just a monster. That was the game, though. That if you remember, Jalen Ramsey had that bullshit. Didn't get called for that PI. Do you remember?
I do not.
At the very end of the game, and it was clearly a pass interference, and like he played it off to where, anyways, yeah. So if you want to go Carson, I mean, I don't hate you for that.
Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you not hating me for the call. So, Marcus, I'm going to agree with the 2 running backs that Kev said, and I'm going to go Carson over Metcalf. Justin Young also has a standard non-PPR question. Needs 3 running backs out of this group: Monty, DJ, Dobbins, Swift, or McKissick. In a standard, I can't fuck with McKissick, even though he's been getting decent yards on the ground. Obviously, he's getting the receiving yards as well. Touchdown upside just isn't there with him. So for me, it is Monty, DJ, because of the matchup. And then, man, Dobbins.
So, I mean, with Antonio Gibson, he practiced again today. I mean, it was limited, but the fact that he's even practicing on a Wednesday is encouraging. I know he started practicing last week as well. So I wouldn't rule out Antonio Gibson. Like, I think there's a real shot here that he plays. I mean, this is different than a lot of these other teams where they're out, they have nothing to play for. The WFT is playing for their fantasy or for their playoff lives to be able to keep going, to be able to continue going. So I think there's a chance. I think there's a better than decent chance that he actually plays this week.
I just don't know how much I could trust it with that toe injury.
That's the only thing that would worry me because it is. I think it was a turf toe injury, and those tend to,
especially really with him, with
being
able
to cut and everything else and stuff like that. So it can cause that. But this is a great matchup against Carolina too. Like, Carolina's run defense has been terrible. So I'm just saying, for people that maybe have Gibson and stuff like that, that is something I would definitely be monitoring this week, because he would be a decent guy. But obviously we can't wait because they play on Sunday. So yeah, you have time to figure that out. So it's not like he's a Saturday game and you have to make that decision quickly versus other guys. So, but for me, I would go Monty, Dobbins, and Swift.
Yeah. I'm going DJ over Swift because of the standard. If it were PPR, I might lean Swift, but standard, I'm going to go DJ in that matchup that we're expecting Houston just be able to take it to Cincy. Another standard question, this one coming from Charles: AB, Cody, Hilton, Crowder, Chark, or Timmy Patrick? It's between the first 2 for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go AB.
Jay Lopez needs a flex PPR: Moss, Boyd, Higgins, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to go Lamb. I wish I could say Tyler Boyd, but I just can't.
I actually don't hate Zach Moss, though.
I do.
I guess this defense. Their run defense has been so fucking terrible.
Yeah. But splitting time with Singletary, then you have to worry about Josh Allen. The matchup against Philly's secondary doesn't scare me. Or wait.
What?
Yeah. For CD, I was just saying the matchup with Philly, and then I thought I was wrong for some reason. I'm going Lamb there.
It's really down to Zach Moss and Tyler Boyd for me. I'm gonna go Zach Moss. By the way, just by the fun fact, you know who Zach Moss had his best game against the entire year? The Patriots. Where he went
small sample size, bro.
80 yards and 2 tutties in that game.
Yeah, well, it's week 16, so hashtag never Zach Moss. Roberto's biggest debate is Ayuk versus AJB.
Oh yeah, of course it is. I mean, it's what we were talking. I mean, it's so tough between. It really is not even Ayuk the problem I'm worried about. I'm more worried about AJ Brown because AJ Brown can fucking kill you and go off for 35, but it can also get you like 5. It's in that range of outcomes for him going against Jair Alexander. Like Jair Alexander has been that dude this year, and so it's just not a great matchup for DK Metcalf. Well, it's not. He doesn't have a great matchup either, but for AJ Brown, and so it's tough to like want to sit him because that ceiling is there that you feel crushed to sit him, and like it's the toughest thing for me as well because we got a lot of people ask that question like, oh, AJ Brown or Ayuk, and I just think that for me, like I would rather play the guy that I just feel the most confident that I know one's going to get more volume and two just is a little bit safer. But for me, what it comes down to again is like you have to look at your opponent and say, okay, just kind of in the range of outcomes, like who does this guy have, and what's the likelihood that where do I need to come in? Because there's a lot of teams that make the finals. Like people all assume that oh, you're in the finals, your team must be stacked, your team's great. Like no, that's not the case. I've seen plenty of teams that had no business being in the finals that find themselves getting into it, and it happened a couple of years ago. And I told actually in my own league, and the guy reached out to me, he's like, hey, who should I play? Because my team's terrible, and I have no shot against this guy. I was like, dude, just go fucking upside. Straight fucking GPP mindset, just straight upside. You might get total of 40 points, or you could get 140. He ended up winning, and that's what I would be the way to look at it. You just have to kind of judge what's happening on the other side, where you're at there. If you feel confident in the team that you have, that maybe you have a much bigger advantage here, then maybe go with the floor with a guy like Ayuk.
Yeah, that's especially championship week. Don't even if you feel confident, don't rest on your laurels and just go all floor plays. But especially if you don't feel confident, you got to swing upside. Carlos has a QB question and a wide receiver question. Ryan or Trubisky?
Trubisky.
Beasley or Claypool?
It's got to be Beasley.
L. Bauer, Logan Thomas, or TJ Hawkinson?
Is this PPR? I guess it doesn't say.
Doesn't say. I can't remember. Bauer, if you're still with us, let us know the league setting. I can't remember. Bauer's been rocking with us all year too, but I can't remember what his setting is. Why don't you throw your thoughts on that? I mean, Tampa hasn't been great against tight ends. And I know Logan Thomas has been finally tearing it up over. It is PPR. I gotta go Hawkinson here.
It is tough because if you look at his fantasy finishes since week 12, he's finished as 10, 3, 14, and 2 over the last 4 games. Hawkinson has been much more touchdown or bust, where you're not really getting many touchdowns from Logan Thomas. But he can go out there and give you 13 for 101 like he did last week. I'm going to go Hawkinson, but it's close.
Closer than it should be, but I'm still.
I mean, I think some of this is like recency bias too, because if you go back before that, the 3 weeks prior to that,
4 for 20, 3 for 30.
I mean, but even still, like the volume was still there for him. Week 12, he went 5 for 89. Week 13, Hawkinson went 7 for 84. Week 14, he went 6 for 43. Those were all top 10 fantasy finishes for those 3 weeks. Now you go back to last week where he went 2 for 18.
Yeah. I just like Hawkinson here in a matchup where they should be forced to throw.
Yeah.
Corey Davis, Cup, or Gage, pick 2.
Corey Davis and Cooper Kupp.
Yep. Would you flex MG3? Kyle wants to know the other option would be Gallman.
Yeah, I think you can do that. Sure. I mean, the Chargers, they're playing the Chargers. The Chargers have not been great against the run this year. Let me see. Yeah, the Chargers are 26th in rush DVOA, so that's certainly not a matchup that you're afraid of for them to be able to run the football. Melvin Gordon has looked a little bit better recently, so yeah.
It looks like Rojo is not going to play. He has not been taken off of the COVID list. He is doubtful. So, can he be trusted to put up 15 plus? I don't know about that, but I do think that Fournette is a solid play. Trusted to put up 15 plus. I'm not exactly sure how many times he's done that this year, but obviously, he's been splitting the time with Rojo. Obviously, Fournette had the game early in the year where we thought he was taking over the backfield when he had a couple of those long runs that he busted off. I think he is a safe start, but trusted to put up 15 plus.
Well, I mean, he's done it 3 times this year. He's put up at least 15. Week 2, he put up 27. Week 7, he put up 15. Last week, he put up 21.5. Some of that was because of touchdowns. He is, seeing some targets as well. He is their main pass catching back as well. So I think you feel pretty solid about it too. I mean, like we talked about, like you want to chat. If there's a defense that you want to attack on the ground, it's certainly the Detroit Lions. The Detroit is 28th in rush DVOA. They're just as bad against the pass though, because as they are 31st in pass DVOA. Like this defense is so fucking terrible. And yeah, I think Leonard Fournette could eat this defense up. And so I feel pretty confident. I think, 15, I think is probably where I think that you could probably safely project him 15 to 17 points. And then, I think ceiling is probably somewhere in the maybe 20 to 25, I think.
Yeah, Detroit's giving up the fourth most rushing yards, tied for the first most rushing touchdowns. Catches, they're middle of the road, but receiving yards to running backs, they are sixth in the league. So they can, on the ground through the air, they're giving up points everywhere. Nick Messina needs one. Good.
No, I was going to say, and they're also, if you look at adjusted line yards, which is a really good thing you should look at for any running back, on the defensive side to see, who they're facing. Detroit's 31st in adjusted line yards, 21st in power, 17th in open field, 25th in second level yards, and 29th in stuff rank. So they have been gouged all year against the run.
And that, going back to Mark's $4,500 payday that's on the line, that is $500 per team in that 10-man. So Mark, hope you bring that home, because that is, imagine that difference.
Well, I would assume second place has to be nice too if it's that high.
No, second place would just be your.
You're right. Yeah,
yeah. Could you imagine either just get it like talk about blue balls, talk about a fucking tease, being in that championship game, and you're either bringing home the bacon or you're just telling the commissioner to hold on to it for next year. But Nick needs one out of Lev, Melvin, Gordon, or Pollard if Zeke doesn't play.
It's Pollard.
Trying to rip through a couple of these to get caught up with some of the questions. If Allen sits, Ayuk or Evans?
Ayuk.
Tyreek Hill or Ridley?
We're going to have to monitor Tyreek. Tyreek didn't practice today. Now, it is only Wednesday. There's no reason to be alarmed. But he's been dealing with a hamstring injury the last couple of weeks. And with the Chiefs, they haven't technically locked up the number one seed yet. They will with the win against the Falcons. Even if they lost out and the Bills won out, there would be other things that have to happen for the Bills to be able to take the number one seed from the Chiefs. So it's like a 99% chance that they have it. So do you really risk hurting Tyreek or having him, have a serious hamstring injury or something like that? So it's going to have to be something we really have to monitor this week, because there is a scenario that, maybe they sit Tyreek Hill in a game that they don't really need him. So we'll have to monitor that. But on the surface, I'm going Tyreek. And I'd also be curious of why you can't start both.
The weekly conundrum. We got to ask somebody. Kev, question up your alley. Tam needs a keeper's stash. She picked up A.J. Dillon. What other two would you pick up? Colin Johnson, Tim Patrick, Gage. And do you have a running back keeper that you like? So
of the other ones you mentioned, A.J. Dillon certainly, because like I said, so here's the deal with Aaron Jones, there is a chance here that he becomes a free agent after this year, because he is now. Could the Packers franchise him? Sure, that's on the table.
Same with Jamal as well.
Yeah, Jamal Williams is a free agent as well. So there's a scenario where A.J. Dillon is the lead back. They spent a second round pick on him. So in a keeper league, I definitely want to stash him for next season just to see what could happen. I think guys like Anthony McFarland make a lot of sense because James Conner's a free agent. I know, Cody. I know what you're going to say, but it doesn't matter. Like, you're not doing this because it's basically you're playing the what if game. What if they don't sign somebody? What if he does? Chances are you're probably not going to keep him. But in the event that something crazy happens and he gets named the starter heading into next year, he could be somebody you really want to keep. Is it likely? Probably not. I think there's a better scenario that they probably draft another running back. But I do think Anthony McFarland has looked good in limited opportunities this year and could be the lead back for this team next year. He did lead all rookie, or he led this entire class last year in college in yards created. He was the yards created monster out of Maryland. So I do like Anthony McFarland quite a bit as a stash, somebody to kind of see what they can do. Other than that, maybe if someone drops Saquon Barkley, it happens in keeper leagues where people get desperate and need that spot. Obviously you I don't care who you have to drop, you're adding them. to make that happen because he'll be back next year. But for the most part, I think those are probably the two guys that really stick out to me. Seattle is a possibility because Chris Carson could be gone. Maybe Rashad Penny. But I don't know if they turn to him as a lead back without really knowing if he can ever actually handle that role, if Carson were to leave. Other than that, I think that's probably the list of guys that I would probably really comes to mind as outside of the Alexander Madisons of the world, stuff like that. But it would take like a preseason injury for that to have any sort of real impact.
Who's the rookie coming in the Tennessee that you liked? His name is
Darrington Evans.
Okay. I mean, maybe somebody like that. I was trying to if we're talking about,
I like Darrington Evans a lot. I think, but we have nothing. I mean, he didn't get to play at all this year. I think that he could have a role possibly next year. Be able to come back, get a full offseason in, OTAs, training camp, all that stuff. They should have preseason next year, so that shouldn't be something that we're really concerned with there either. But like Darrington Evans isn't going to usurp Derrick Henry, so
right.
It would take it would take like a preseason injury to Derrick Henry for something like that to happen.
Yeah, just trying to. If we're talking about picking up A.J. Dillon, which is a smart move, that also tells me that guys like Tony Pollard and some of the more obvious ones are already picked up and stashed. I was trying to think of some ones that might be off the radar. Tam is also in a 2 quarterback keepers league. Any of the two, it's Herbert and Hurts. And in stash, it would be Herbert for a stash just in case Philly does something dumb or can't get out of the contract or whatever. But if I had to prioritize Herbert just for the safety factor, but Herbert and Hurts, and you can punt Taysom Hill off the edge of the cliff.
It is 100% Herbert and it's 100% Herbert and Hurts. Like, I honestly think Hurts could end up being this year or next year's 2021's Kyler Murray and 2019's Lamar Jackson. Like, I think that really could be Jalen Hurts next year.
Agreed. Zach93 with us. Happy holidays, guys. Happy holidays to you, Zach93. Need a wide receiver and a flex out of Kupp, Thielen, Swift in standard scoring.
I'm going to go Swift and Thielen.
Andrew, pick 2, Deontay Johnson, Robert Woods, A.J. Brown in half PPR.
I'm going to go Robert Woods and A.J. Brown.
I'm going to go Deontay and A.J. Brown. Ramon, my opponent doesn't have an RB2. We run waivers tonight. Who should I keep away from him, Snell or Ahmed?
Well, with Myles Gaskin now back, you're not really keeping him away from him because Myles Gaskin.
Like I said, we don't know how that split's going to turn out. So
I would be shocked if it was Ahmed leading the backfield. I think it's going to be Myles Gaskin.
Yeah. I'm just saying I don't know if it's going to be 100% back to Gaskin or if Ahmed's not going to lead it. So either way, you don't have to worry about him in this scenario. So it's Snell if you're playing keep away, which good on you for looking at that and being forward thinking. Ayuk or Godwin from Kyle.
Ayuk.
Big T with a big Q. Jeff Wilson, Pollard, Carson, Lockett, Gaskin, Cooks, full PPR. Pick 1 for my second flex, unless you would take any of them over Waller.
Pollard. For sure, as long as Zeke's out.
We only need 1. So you're going Pollard over Brandon Cooks?
Oh fuck yeah! I think if Zeke Elliott's out, Tony Pollard is an RB1 this week.
You had him there last week. Oh no, that's this week, right?
Yeah.
You have him at RB12. Speaking of Pollard or Fournette?
Pollard.
Jawan wants to know Hurts or Allen?
I'm going to go Hurts.
Hurts or Kyler?
This is Kyler. Very close.
It is close. Looks like Ramon has the same scenario. Also going Murray. Well, Lito, look at this forward thinker. Doing a prop show on Saturday. He's already throwing the props out. Appreciate that, Lito. Jefferson 65.5. Sanders 61. Lay. Josh Jacobs, Swift, Fournette, David Johnson, JT, David Montgomery need 3. David Montgomery is one of your 3. You're goddamn right he is. So Jacobs, Swift, Fournette, DJ, JT.
So it's Jacobs, Fournette, and Swift.
Well, I think we need 2.
Oh, if it's 2, it's just Jacobs and Fournette.
TS has a standard league, needs 2, a wide receiver and a flex out of this group. Manny, AB, Higgins, Pollard.
I'm not going to risk losing out on. I get the fact that there's a chance you're going to know by Friday if Zeke Elliott is going to play anyway. Like, it's not going to be a surprise. If he doesn't practice at all this week, you're going to know if Tony Pollard's able to play or not. So that's not something you're really all that concerned with. I am taking the chance here with this, and I cannot. I would hate my fucking self, because the worst is there is no next week. There's no, oh fuck, okay, I made this bad decision, I can come back. This is it, right? This is it. We're done after this. And so I cannot, in good faith, sit Tony Pollard. Okay, and so like I'm gonna clench my butt cheeks and hope it works out. And so for me, the wide receiver I'm gonna go with is Manny. And then then at the flex, I'm going Tony Pollard. I just can't sit him.
Let's go. Walito, that is a great question. We are giving away. Look at fucking Walito, just becoming a pro right before our eyes.
Yeah, but I think we're also so far behind. I think he was busting your balls about that Allison Robinson.
Well, either way, with something this sick, not busting my balls on that one. Hurts or hurts? Give me Jalen there. Man, you guys are crushing the chat. If I end up skipping over any of these questions, and keep in mind we are 25 minutes behind on answering these. If I happen to skip over any of them, please drop it in the bottom. We'll try and rifle through a couple of these to try and get caught back up. Jimmy J needs a we already answered this, right? Yeah, that was Evans. Rodgers or Hurts. We're going Rodgers. Aaron Jones, Henry, AJ Brown, Jefferson, PPR.
Yeah.
Nice squad. Nathan, Gaskin, Bell, or Wilson need 2.
Bell and Wilson. Agreed.
Nick, we need an RB2 for PPR. Gibson, Fournette, Dobbins, Robinson.
You see Tian's comment?
No.
Oh, here. Oh, I'm going to mess you up. I don't want to. He says, I can't throw up on the screen. Oh, great. Now I can't get the image of Kevin clenching his butt cheeks out of my mind. You are welcome. So this is going to be like a caveat here, because this is tough, because, you know, we're waiting on news for James Robinson. We're waiting on news for Antonio Gibson. I'm going to go Robinson and Fournette. If Robinson cannot play, I'm going to go Dobbins.
Going Dobbins over Fournette. Yeah. Yeah, I would have it. I'm not fucking around with a high ankle, even if Robinson does play. Not fucking around with turf toe. So I would go Dobbins and then Fournette in that instance. Logan needs one. Davis, McKissick, Dobbins.
It's tough because the Washington football team has been really good against the run. I mean, they've been good against everything really this year, to be honest. But I mean, the Washington's 8th in adjusted line yards, 10th or 9th in open field, 16th at second level, so and 5th in stuff rank. So they've been a really good, against the run this year. So that scares me a little bit with Mike Davis. McKissick, obviously, is a pass catching option, on the other side, and got a little bit more work as that. And then you have J.K. Dobbins, but going against the Giants, who the Giants have been no slouch either against the run. They rank 13th in adjusted line yards, but they are 29th in power success, so they have not done well in that aspect. But a 15th in open field, 15th in second level, which basically, so people understand what open field and second level. What that tells you is how well open field, how well they do against tackling in the open field, and second level. Once you get to the DBs, the safeties, how well they're able to attack and bring them, and make tackles and stuff like that. So people may wonder what that means and stuff like that. So if a team is like 28th in second level, you can expect some big runs, or more likely of a big run coming because of the failure there. So the Giants have been a little bit more in the middle in terms of that, but the volume that the Ravens run the football, I would go J.K. Dobbins here.
Dobbins for me as well. Then McKissick would be my second option, especially if Gibson does not play. McKissick would be my second option. Dave McKnight, pick 2 in a standard: Sanders, Fournette, Jacob Swift.
Miles Sanders and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Jay, if I skipped over your question, I don't think I did. I think that was just been such a long time. Drop it in here again. Joey DiMatteo, JT, Jefferson, Pollard.
Only one?
Seems that way.
If it's only one, I'm going Tony Pollard.
Then he also said playing a powerhouse and needs upside.
Who did he say? There's a little bit more further down. So his other wide receivers are Keenan, right? So this is what I would do, because you obviously have to make a decision, because I don't want to sit Justin Jefferson in this situation for Pollard, right? So what I would do is I would play Justin Jefferson over Keenan Allen, okay? Because I just think that they're very close here and what you can expect from these two. So I would play Justin Jefferson ahead of Keenan Allen, so I don't have to worry about making that decision. And then on Sunday, if Pollard plays, we're playing Pollard over. If not, if Pollard plays, but if Zeke is out, then I'm playing Pollard over Keenan Allen.
Makes sense. Would you play Wilson or Ahmed over JT? I know you hate JT, but don't fucking tell me you're playing Wilson over JT. Don't.
Have you seen how good the 49ers are at running the football?
Kev, please, if you're going to go through one of these things and say, having said that, it's JT, just get it over with now.
Cut out the bullshit, cut out the pork, and just say, all right, let's go Jonathan Taylor.
Thank God. Tam. Gaskin, Davis, Drake, Gibson, half PPR. We need one.
If Gibson plays, I'm going Gibson. If he doesn't, go Myles Gaskin.
Oof. Man. Is it the matchup with Washington that pushes you off of Gaskin, not knowing how that's going to be split, or are you just confident that Gaskin's going to get 100% of the work?
I think Gaskin is going to get close to 100% of the work, or I think he's still going to lead the backfield. I think it's close between him and Gibson. It's a really good matchup for both both offenses here. I just feel like if they're going to bring Gibson back, he's got to be pretty close to healthy.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks with Mike Davis is that you're starting to see Rodney Smith be worked in as well. Last week, 4 rushing attempts, 23 yards, and also had 4 targets. So, in the week before that, it was 2 and 2, and then he had 7 carries and 8 carries going back to week 11. So this isn't just the Mike Davis show the way that it was. Yeah, I think what you said makes sense. Derek needs one in the flex. Deontay, Terry, Fournette, Jacobs. It doesn't look like we know the formats.
No, I'm going to go Josh Jacobs.
Navy Life. There you go, Kev. A-Rob, AJB, Corey Davis, Robert Woods, Keenan Allen, Fournette, and Gio need 2 wide receiver and a flex.
What's up, shipmate? Allen Robinson for sure for the brand. You know. And by the way, if you're in the chat, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get a chance to win that sweet, sweet Allen Robinson jersey. Giving that away on Sunday. And we're also going to be giving away some TFA swag, TFA t-shirts, so you can rock out in town, support the brand. But yeah, that's absolutely free jersey, all for a click of a button. That's all you got to do. Click. Anyways, Allen Robinson for sure. Start 2 at wide receiver. The other one I'm going to go with AJ Brown. No, Keenan Allen. And then at flex, man, this is tough. I'm going to go Fournette. Who are you starting at wide receiver or at running back, too, by the way? I'm curious.
I want to get Keaton in there.
I do too. It's really down to Robert Woods, Keenan Allen, and Fournette for me. I think those are I could probably make a case for Corey Davis, but I just think Robert Woods, Keenan Allen, Fournette, it's really close. But man, this matchup against Detroit is too hard to turn down.
Yeah. Just, yeah, I agree. Derek wants to know Pittsburgh's defense or the Panthers' defense.
Man, it depends. I guess we'll have to see what happens with Alex Smith because it sounds like it could be Dwayne Haskins. Trying his best, living his best life out here, going to strip clubs, after a game during a pandemic, whatever. Hey, he's 20-something years old. I know people are shitting all over the man, for going out there doing that. But I know what I did when I was 22, and it was not. I probably would have been doing if I got millions of dollars. Okay, I know it's not the smartest decision in life, and I get it that it's such a responsibility because of what the money he can make and everything else. But yeah, I still have to remember the dude's like 22, 23 years old. He's just trying to get in where he fits in. Okay, and so don't hate on the man for doing what he did. I guess he got the captain. He was team captain, which I was surprised that he was the team captain. I'm like, really? But I guess heading into the year, I guess that makes sense that he was I believe the starter heading into the season. So
there was some hype with him too during the training camp that he was looking good and picking up the offense and all that shit. But anyway, who you rolling with here for defense?
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
Okay. Mr. Yang, DJ Moore or Cole Beasley?
Go DJ! It's my DJ.
We have reached the white portion of the
show. Yep. Hey, I got my white New Balances on and my khakis.
Yankees. Curtis, this is Hurts, Fournette, or Swift, non-PPR.
I'm going to go Fournette. Man, this is one of those weeks that it's either going to come back to bite us in the ass because so much, or we're gonna look fantastic. So hopefully we're gonna look. So that means I'm gonna either hedge by playing 100% Leonard Fournette in DFS this week, or I'm gonna play none, so I can feel good on one end or the other.
For the RB2, I think we already got this one. We said, did you say Dobbins or Fournette for Nick? It's Fournette, right?
Yeah.
Need one running back out of James Robinson, Josh Jacobs, Melvin Gordon, J.K. Dobbins.
Jacobs.
One receiver, Woods, Metcalf, Terry McLaurin.
DK.
Flex.
Robert Woods.
Man.
Just make a decision. Put your nuts on the table and just make a decision.
Terry McLaurin. DK or JT?
I'm going DK.
DK for upside, JT for safety. AJ Brown or Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson.
Woo! Give me AJ Brown. DJ Moore or Fournette at the flex. PPR.
Fournette. Here we go.
Jesus.
All in.
Give me DJ Moore. I just a hedge here a little bit. Give me DJ over Fournette. Manny Sanders, Cole Beasley, or Lev in just a regular PPR for the flex.
I'm gonna go Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Allen or a lot of these questions. Allen or Herbert. Give me Josh Allen.
I'm gonna go Herbert.
McLaurin, Dobbins, Swift, Mike Davis. We need 2.5 PPR.
Dobbins and Swift.
I'm going to go Dobbins and McLaurin. Big Bobby Tanyan or Hawk?
Hawkinson. You know, it's funny. The standard part of it doesn't matter, but is it a 4 or 6 point passing touchdown? Because that's what matters at quarterback. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's standard PPR. None of that matters. But is it a 4 point or is it a 6 point league? Because that matters. But
give me Baker.
Really? This is where we're at. We're going to play Baker fucking Mayfield over Russell Wilson.
In this matchup, yes. Yes. Pete Carroll had enough of Russ cooking. He took away all the equipment. He shut off the fucking gas. He unplugged the fridge whenever Russ was away for the weekend. All the food has fucking spoiled. Give me Baker Mayfield. Nuts on the table. Baker. Baker, baby maker. I know you have Russ ahead of Mayfield, but it's only by like 2 or 3 spots.
Can't win with him. I'm going Russ.
Kyler or Tannehill? Give me Kyler.
Yeah.
I just want to leave this one up here for a little bit. Hey, Zeus. We need 2 in a PPR. Deontay, JT, Pollard, Lev Bell.
Ramon. Nuts on the table. PPR need 2. Pollard for sure. And then I'm going to go Lev. Who are you playing at wide receiver? This is what I want to know. I have a really hard time sitting Deontay.
I have a hard time sitting JT.
What is your fascination with Jonathan Taylor? Like, I get it. I get in the previous weeks where the matchup was fantastic, but Pittsburgh has still been really good against the run. Like, I know last week that we saw Jonathan Taylor or Gio Bernard find his, but a blind, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. This can go so wrong for Jonathan Taylor.
The way that if watching the Steelers defensive line get no push against the Bengals offensive line, and obviously that Colts offensive line is in a different fucking stratosphere than the Bengals O-line. And then there are no fucking linebackers left for the Steelers. I just think JT could give him some trouble. I really do.
I hate Jonathan Taylor. I think he's an RB2.
Yes, you do. It's fine. You do. It's okay.
So, yeah, all right. So make a decision. I'm going Pollard for sure, and then I guess I'm going to go Le'Veon Bell.
JT and Lev.
You're sitting Tony Pollard. You fucking communist.
Well, takes one to know one, so I don't know what you want me to do about it. Tam needs one out of DJ Moore, Juju, Higgins. This is DJ. Jefferson or Gio. That is Jefferson. I mean, regardless of the matchup, I'm not... If Gio doesn't score 2 touchdowns last week, this isn't even a fucking discussion. So you're plugging in Gio. John Masterson with the Bulls logo needs 3. Eckler, Jacobs, Carson, Pollard. We're not considering Ahmed. So
this is easy. Eckler, Jacobs, and Pollard.
Cooks or Sanders in a half PPR.
Cooks.
Rams or Eagles D.
Just go with the full-on Eagles stack there, It doesn't correlate very well, but with playing quarterback with the defense, but I still think it's a better option than going with the Rams against Russ.
Stack, heart attack. Brandon wants to know Colts or Cards D.
Cardinals.
Reese, we can't believe that we are starting or telling you guys to start Fournette so much either. So we're on the same 2020 bullshit boat here. John needs 2 of these: Lockett, Julio, Gage, Claypool.
I don't know. Anything's on the table, right? Anything's possible, but I would just be surprised if Julio plays this week.
And then how confident would you be also plugging him in too at this point?
Yeah, he didn't practice today. Which doesn't really matter. Again, it's Wednesday. We don't really care about that. I just don't think he plays. There's absolutely no reason for them to play him. So he's been dealing with the soft tissue injury all year. There's zero reason to rush him back. If Julio plays, among this group, I'm playing Julio. I can't say Julio among this group. But I wouldn't count on it. So I'm going to tell you I would go Tyler Lockett, who does have the better matchup among this, the Seahawks pass catchers against the Rams. And then I would probably go Russell Gage.
Yeah, that's a good point. Julio amongst this group, you're going to go Julio. Not expecting him to play, though, so I'm going to go Lockett and Claypool. Ashton, the DFS live stream. Yeah, what day are you going? Did you say Friday or Saturday?
We normally do Thursday nights for the live stream, but that is Christmas Eve, so we decided to do this week. We are going to do Saturday morning, anywhere from about 9:30 to 10. I think we need to get closer to 9:30 because we want to discuss really quickly the 3-game slate on Saturday and then do the full main slate before lock. So I was like, boys, it takes us 2 hours to do a main slate. If we're going to do that plus a 3-game slate, we need to go on as early as possible so we can get through it. But I guess it's going to keep us on brand because we want to be done by 11:30, and it's on Saturday. So we'll be going live on Saturday morning. at anywhere from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Central Time.
Central Time. Bullshit. Hooper or Kittle?
Kittle.
Ooh. We're getting there, man. We are getting there.
And make sure with that, hit that subscribe button so you can get that Allen Robinson goodness in your life.
Or maybe little Allenson Robinson. Who knows? Dave needs 3 wide receivers in a standard. Thielen, AB, Metcalf, Davis, Aguilar.
Metcalf, Corey Davis, and Thielen.
Samesies. Gesicki, Ingram, Hooper, tight end. Gesicki was limited today. I did see that.
Maybe some Dan Arnold. I'm gonna go Gesicki.
If Gesicki does not play, do you like Ingram or Hooper?
I think I would go Ingram then.
I will go Hooper if Gesicki doesn't play. Russ or Mariota. Like, this might be made up for you, Jesus, because like I said earlier, Derek Carr got into full practice today on Wednesday. So this might be made up for...
That man said, you are not coming in here and taking my job, Marcus. I don't give a shit if I just tore a ball or not. I don't care. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play these last 2 weeks because you are not taking my job. Because who knows what would happen if he would have kept playing and he played these next 2 weeks and he balled. Because there would be a real quarterback controversy on our hands with Derek Carr. So that's what this is. He's like, just shoot me up, Doc. You ain't taking my job, Marcus.
I heard that dragging your balls through hot sand is very therapeutic. So maybe
it is.
Maybe
your
that's
ball
what he,
7 miles to hot sand.
Maybe that's what happened as well. Even if Mariota plays, as good as he looked. Yeah, as good as he looked, and as much as I enjoyed seeing him, dude, Mariota made some nice fucking plays in that game. But it's still Russ there, even in that matchup. Starting lineup for Jason King: Hurts, Jackson, Evans, Hilton, McLaurin, Johnson, Beasley, Parker, Anderson, Gordon, Kelsey is my tight end, Bass. How do you feel about that lineup? Or I guess we need 2 wide receivers. Let's start there. 2 wide receivers. You're starting Hurts over Lamar.
Correct.
Evans, Hilton, McLaurin, Deontay, Beasley, Parker.
So I'm going Evans.
Let's go.
And McLaurin.
Yep. 2 running backs: Henderson, Gordon, Davis, Snell, Harris, Gallman.
Darrell Henderson and Melvin Gordon. And then flex, I'm going Deontay.
Let's go. Man, I can't remember.
That was his. Okay, yeah, because I asked who he was playing at running back. Yeah. Good for you.
But obviously, that doesn't change anything with Chubb and Henry.
Yeah.
Harry, 2K, Diggs, Juju, Jones, Russell, Manny Sanders. We need 3 of these, half PPR. Diggs.
Yep.
Marvin. Manny.
So it's going to be Diggs, Juju, and Marvin.
Is Juju and Manny close for you?
Yeah, but I would lean towards Juju in a bounce back spot.
I just feel better about Manny. So Diggs, Marvin, Manny for me. Diggs, Juju, Marvin for Kev. Marvin to start over Julio or Lockett?
Well, since I don't think Julio is going to play, it'd be Marvin Jones or Lockett.
Who do you like between Jones and Tyler?
I think Lockett definitely has the higher ceiling, but Marvin Jones has the higher floor.
Nah, just bored. Ramona, we appreciate you jumping in and all the interaction. It's cool to see the community and you guys interacting with each other instead of just us, just going back and forth. So we do appreciate it. I think it adds to the channel. So we do appreciate it. Did we? Yeah, we already got this.
Yeah.
Look at Ramon. Look at this. Answering questions, being nice.
Ramon's out here just trying to work for that jersey. He's like, hey, if I just keep doing this, I'm trying to put in work here, boys.
Trying to make us feel bad. A little bit of sweat equity Ramon's trying to do out here. Wilson or Fournette?
Fournette.
Dolphins or Browns?
I'm going Browns.
Put your chestnuts on the table. That is good. Oh yeah, we had this one earlier. I'm going Dolphins, but I don't think either is going to give you a massive advantage over the other. Our first kicker question. Almost 2 hours into it, our first kicker question. You going Greg the Leg or Goskowski?
Give me Goskowski.
Hunt or Drake for our guy Curtis?
Oh. I don't know. We saw Chase Edmonds really started to take over this backfield again a little bit last week from Kenyon Drake, right? And
third time this year.
I think I'm gonna go Hunt.
There have been ones I thought we were going to disagree with, and we have not. Thielen or McKissick. Man, I wish I could remember. Do you remember going back to Jesus?
No, yeah, I remember because I asked him who he was starting at wide receiver because he had pretty stacked options. So I was trying to see if we could fit in another one. But you can't because Diggs and Woods.
So it was Deontay, JT, Pollard, Lev Bell.
Yeah, you're definitely playing Diggs. I think the question would become between Robert Woods and Deontay. And I would slightly lean towards Robert Woods, but it's pretty close.
Yeah. Jets on a winning streak. Oliver in a 2 tight end league. Tonyan, Waller, Thomas.
Me too. Give me Waller. And I'm going to go Logan Thomas.
Give me Waller and Tonyan. Hurts or Watson, these are two that I think are just separated by 2 spots in your rankings, Kev. But I think you have Hurts at 4 and then Watson at 6. Man.
Yep.
Both are in great matchups too. Man. Patty Finn, why'd you even do this to yourself?
It hurts.
I'm going to go Watson. Lockett, Pollard, Goskin. Lockett, Pollard, Gaskin.
Well, since we're looking for a backyard hero, let's go with Tony Pollard.
I want to see you double down here, Kev. Pollard or Godwin?
Pollard.
Give me Godwin. Can't do it. Can't win with him. Can't do it. McLaurin for me. What say you, Kev?
Scary Terry. Mark Andrews.
Okay. Thank you. Montgomery or Aaron Jones?
I think this is Aaron Jones.
Yeah. We are a pro Montgomery fantasy channel here, but this is Aaron Jones, especially in this matchup. Big Hen music. Hilton or Higgins?
I'm gonna go Hilton.
Yeah. That's how you get that fucking subscribe, Kev. Boom.
You got to earn it, okay? You can't just be giving away stuff all the time. They're going to get it. You got to earn them subscribers. So, but, you know, you can also just hit subscribe if you want to win a jersey or some T-shirts, stuff like that, whatever.
Yeah, but, whatever. Hilton or Gage from Big Hen?
Russell Gage.
Hilton. Panthers or Phillies defense?
I do want to say, I remember very distinctly early in the process of us being all about Russell Gage this offseason, talking about how he was being severely undervalued, how well he had played the year before. So, you know, I don't like taking victory laps, but every once in a while, you know, you just got to smell the roses a little bit and remember some of the good takes that you had over the offseason. And that's why you should listen to this channel, because win championships. Anyways, with this one, I don't know. I guess go Philly defense.
Give me the Panthers. Look at this fucking inside information. Ivan the Great rocking the Mac jersey, getting confirmation Derek Carr is playing this Sunday. Look at this.
He is great.
He is. Bears or Dolphins?
Bears.
Woo! Ramon, I don't think you're wrong.
Stop it, Ramon. Okay? I think that's a little... Well, wait, hold on. Let me think. Let me try to think of something. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I mean, Byron Jones and Xavier Howard are Bs. But...
It's Needham in the slot who's been just getting roasted. But on the outside, absolutely. They have to be the best one, too, for sure.
Have you seen Shavarius Ward in Kansas City? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Actually, no, I think about it. Yeah, that's probably the list, yeah. Okay.
That's it. That's the list. We need one here for Jordan in the standard. Pollard will. This is Rodgers.
Yep.
Davis or Bell?
Bell.
Let's go. Let's go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Davis or McKissick?
I'm going to go McKissick.
Yes, especially if Gibson does not play. Hilton or Cooks?
Cooks.
Finally getting one off of Hilton for me. That is Cooks as well. Drake, T. Higgins, Claypool.
I don't feel like solid about any of these guys. I'm gonna go Drake.
Fuck it. I already said Claypool once. Give me Claypool twice. Carlson or Suckup?
Oh, another kicker question. Yes. Woo. Can't get enough kicker questions, boys. Wow, that's what I'm talking about.
That's the only reason why we stream for 2 hours. We just string this out in hopes that we get as many kicker questions as we can.
You know what? I would be really curious though what the market would be for like you know we do like quarterback, running back, wide receivers. Like, let us know in the chat from people that play kickers. Like, would it be useful if there was a kicker video like where we went through and talked about the kickers for the week? or defenses. Yeah, I think streaming out for defense probably would be, but like kickers, or people would be really interested in checking that content out. Not saying that I'm going to personally do it, but just curious on where people come in on that. I'm just, just a little curious on that. Who was it?
Carl Center Suckup.
Give me Suckup.
Jacobs and Robinson in a PPR.
Jacobs.
Tam has another one for us. Gaskin, Davis, Gibson.
Gaskin.
Are you saying that assuming Gibson is not playing, or even if he plays, you would go Gaskin?
If Gibson plays, I'm going to go Gibson.
Okay. Dobbins, Hunt, J-Rob, Ahmed, Manny,
Juju. Gaskin's already been activated, so he was just on COVID, so there's no reason for me to. He's back. So I need two running backs. It is Dobbins and James Robinson, and a flex is going to be Juju.
Manny in the flex for me. A lot of Jalen Hurts questions. Who you going here between these two?
For the brand, Jalen Hurts.
I can't sit Josh Allen. The matchup is 100% on Hurts' side, but I can't sit Josh Allen. Hurts or what? We already got this one. Steelers defense, Tampa's defense, or Chargers defense.
Give me Tampa.
Agreed. Looks like Irvin has been leaning Hurts. If you've been leaning Hurts, Kev said Hurts. Go with your gut. Go down on your own fucking sword. Kev, how do you feel about Crowder this week?
I mean, we know that is Sam Darnold's boy. It's not a bad matchup. He can certainly throw the football against Cleveland. Cleveland's secondary has been a little suspect outside of really Denzel Ward, which he plays the outside, so you don't have to worry about that too much with Crowder because he plays primarily on the inside. You'd have a little bit of a bounce-back game. 6 for 66 last week on 8 targets. Played almost 80% of the snaps, so it's not a bad matchup. I think he's a pretty decent flex option for sure in PPR formats.
Owen needs 2 full PPR: Godwin, Wilson, Bernard, Pollard.
Godwin and Pollard.
I will take the Pollard bait on this one. Do we have any suggestions here for Brandon?
So Kyler, Diggs, AJ Brown, Chubb, Jacobs, nice. Andrews, Fournette, and DJ Moore. He has Herbert, Ayuk, Aguilar. Oh yeah, you should be good. I mean, for the most part, Cook and Henry. Assuming that's Dalvin. Oh, that's where it's going to get tough. Is that running back? Because I mean, Dalvin does have a really tough matchup against New Orleans. It's going to depend on how that kind of goes, but like I said, kind of in the running back show he did, like I would temper expectations a little bit for him. So I think it's going to be close, across the board. I think you guys are kind of, I think it could really go either way. I think you have the edge at wide receiver for sure. And I don't hate your running backs. I mean, Chubb and Jacobs. I mean, Chubb can certainly match, against the Jets. I mean, he could easily put up 25 fantasy points. Jacobs, I have to see how that goes. But like I said, I think this is a week that they want to really utilize him. Just let me look at it last week, 26 attempts for him last week. And then this week going against Miami. It's going to be close, but I think you have a shot.
Best of luck to you, Devil Bees. We asked for it. Bucker or Blankenship.
Did anybody answer the question about what they want to see kicker videos? No.
Oh, here was so we were split on DJ Moore and Fournette, knee high upside. Brandon's out here talking about violence, putting fucking guns to our heads.
I know. Trying to fucking put our lives in peril over your fucking fantasy team, Brandon. If I had to fucking choose, gun to my head, I'm sticking with Leonard Fournette.
And you know what? You're gonna have to kill one of us because I'm sticking with DJ Moore. So Brandon, pull the fucking trigger, kill one of us, I guess, over your fantasy team. You selfish son of a bitch.
The other one we just completely glossed over. It's buttkicker.com. That's what Andy Reid called it, like after his first or second game with the Chiefs, was buttkicker.com. Just
my God.
In case you're wondering where that came from.
Do you own that domain name? I
should have. That would have been great.
Brian, we'll I saw you hit us up on Twitter. We'll get to you on Twitter. We'll answer.
And Ramon, you're fucking high, okay? JT over Pollard. Get the fuck out of here with that. Sorry, I saw his comment in the section. This is Bell for me.
What about Davis?
Gaskin.
What you gonna do here?
This is close. I'm gonna go Jacobs though. This is the one. This is the one.
This is the one. Paul Anthony, Hunt, Jeff Wilson, Bell, Pollard for the RB2.
Pollard.
Give me Bell. Wilson, Fournette, Pollard, JT, pick 2.
Pollard and Taylor.
Fournette and Taylor. Anthony or Triflex, Woods, Gaskin, DJ, or Pollard.
Pollard.
Give me DJ. Oh, so this is why you're trying to put guns to our heads.
Oh, okay. So $1,000 is worth our lives, I suppose.
Well,
okay.
now we know how much we fucking matter to Brandon.
Brandon, well, you better be fucking subscribed then, okay? Because we're trying to get 1,000 ourselves. We have 1,000 on the line for us too, because that's what we're trying to get to. Funny how this works. We're only 20.
Funny how
29 away. Funny how math works. 29 away, 29 subs away to 1,000. Okay, that's our Christmas wish. So if you guys can make that happen, we'd appreciate it.
I know who's not getting the Allen Robinson jersey. Travis Elkins in a standard league needs 2. Corey Davis, Sanders, Claypool, Cooks, Parker, Beasley.
Corey Davis is locked in, and then I'm going Cooks.
Yeah. I was thinking about Beasley as one of them. I like Beasley this week. But I do think
we got Ric Flair in the chat. Woo! Which I'm sure, I'm pretty sure that we're the first ones to probably do that whenever, something like that's happened. So we're real original.
Well, I mean, calling yourself Ric Flair, what the fuck do you expect? Alex Vaca. Juju, Corey Davis, full PPR.
Corey Davis.
Let's go. Here we go. Here's the feedback from Tam. Tam said, "Fuck the kickers."
Tam, kickers are people too. Okay, Tam. All right, but no, I hate kickers. But no, we probably should. I mean, it was something we could really easily add into our streaming show. Streaming defenses, because people stream defense probably more often than any other position. Let's be honest.
Yeah. See, there you go. We will definitely be adding that to the docket next week. And like we said throughout the show, anyone else has any comments or suggestions, anything like that, please hit us up. Any criticisms, anything we can do better, please let us know. We're trying to make this here for y'all, for the people. We are the Fantasy Authority. You can find myself on Twitter at CKlitzerFF. You can find Kev at FantasyRat13. And we are here to help Yins out. Ric Flair's question, Edmonds, Ahmed, Moss, pick one, PLZ.
Chase Edmonds.
Zach Moss. Hi. Wilson, Ryan, Tua.
Wilson.
Houston, Chargers, Seahawks.
I just can't see myself playing Houston's defense. Yeah. I know it's against Cincinnati, but my goodness.
Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, I think that's where I would go. Yeah.
Already got the subs. We appreciate all you guys. Deontay, Logan, or Gesicki?
Deontay.
Okay. I thought you were going to go Logan Thomas. Gage or Cooks?
Cooks.
Monty or Chubb?
Ooh. In a standard league, I'm going Chubb.
I'm going to ask the standard question. Who else are you starting? Can we start both? Who's in your flex? Who's at your other running back spot? That's what I would like to know. Bucks kicker or Chicago's kicker?
Bucks kicker is sleeper this week. Or Chicago. What?
I don't know. Flip a coin.
Is he asking us to choose between those? It sounds like he's trying to tell somebody something. Are you in danger, Travis? Put one if you are.
Just type Chubb if your life is in danger. If Kittle is in, you're going Kittle.
Yeah.
Jordan has one in the standard. Keenan, Woods, scare tear.
Keenan. If he's out, for whatever reason, I'm not expecting it. Or if we find out he's... I'm not frozen. It would be either Keenan or... So if Keenan is out, I would go Woods.
Bolito, we don't really care if you're in danger, so don't plug up the chat with that bullshit. Jenna, yes. Yin's Nation. That's do you also hate the Steelers? Is my question. K Ellis, dude, been a while. K Ellis talks back in the chat. Pick up Sanders or Henderson. Don't need them. This would just be a bench stash.
What are you stashing them for, bud? I mean, that's the only thing I'd be curious about.
I guess week
maybe if you play week 17, but I'd go Henderson then.
Does PPR matter to you or not?
I'll tell you what. After the show, I'm so happy to take this thing off because when I'm done, I feel like I'm Shaq in Game 7 of the NBA Finals when I'm done with all the sweat.
So week 17, Saints have the Panthers and the Rams have the Cards. I'm going Manny Sanders.
Henderson.
Okay. Abdu GG, Bell, Davis, Connor.
I'm gonna go with Lev Bell.
I'm going to go Corey Davis. Oh, that's awesome. My cat just threw up on the floor. That's fantastic.
Merry Christmas to you.
Chicago Eagles.
It's Chicago.
Ugh, twice. There went another fucking puddle. Jefferson or Ayuk?
Jefferson.
Is Ayuk still in play? If Kittle plays, yes. Miami or Washington?
Miami.
Young-Hu or Prater?
Gun to our head. Could you imagine gun to your head for a kicker question? Like, wouldn't that be the worst?
Just kill me.
Yeah. Just put me out of my fucking misery. Okay. I'm gonna go with the hoe.
There you go. Ayuk. Well, that's where our commonalities end.
You are a fucking. Like, I don't get, like, you're a Steelers fan, all right, but you are, like, I've said it many times to him. He's the dude. We need to figure out his name. The guy in the actual movie of Major League.
Wait, sorry, real quick before you finish your thought. This will be to block the opponent for this week. So for this week, would you rather Henderson or Sanders to block for this week? Sanders for me.
What were the options?
Sanders or Hendo.
Maybe Henderson. I mean, think about just who has the highest upside this week to be able to score the most points. Jeez. What is this? Amateur hour?
Yeah, I think that's if I were choosing between those two in a flex spot, I'm going Sanders over Henderson. Regina, are you from the Pittsburgh area? I grew up in Derry, Pennsylvania. Walito, the answer is always Janikowski.
Oh, the funniest thing about that is, like, it's a long time ago. It's probably been. Oh, his name was Johnny.
Johnny on the spot.
No, I was trying to figure out what his name was. The heckler. Yeah, so his name's Johnny. Okay, that's your new name. It's fucking Johnny. Fucking Johnny. The heckler for Major League.
For Major League. Yeah,
where was I going with that? Oh,
I don't know. Where I was going with it
that's
was,
what we were talking about. Sorry.
You
trying
have
to do two things at once. Anyways.
You have no marbles is where we were going with that.
You have no marbles. Anyways.
Tell me Jesus Christ couldn't hit a curveball. Anthony, that is Chicago there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yins in it up. As close as I am to Pittsburgh now, I never fucking go. Even before all this bullshit started. After Coup and will do. Ramon just fucking killing it in the chat. Would you start Mike Davis over anybody?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain guys. I just don't. I mean, Ramon's out here trying to get banned from the channel with his Mike Davis low end RB1. Listen, Ramon,
We have now added 2 people not getting the Allen Robinson jersey to the list. We appreciate you guys for making this easier on us and not having to.
Mike Davis is like a low-end RB2, high-end RB3.
It's the matchup, and then like I mentioned earlier, you have Rodney Smith out here starting to get more involved. It's not just the Mike Davis show, and then this matchup does not set up well for the running game. Would you play Mayfield or Stafford over Ben? Yes, both.
Yeah.
And I would have it Stafford, Mayfield, Ben.
I would have it Mayfield, Stafford, Ben.
Ooh. Would you now? Gesicki if he plays, or Logan Thomas?
Logan Thomas.
And then last one to finish out the night.
This is a trick because they're the same guy, Walito, trying to fucking trick me with your fucking bullshit. Oh, hey, Walito, by the way, who won that Saints game? Who won? I don't remember. No, actually the Saints have lost, 2 in a row now, haven't they? Yeah. No, he really is. Is he frozen? I can't tell if he's not frozen. Oh, he's frozen. See, look what you did, Walito. You made him freeze.
Everybody, clap your hands. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was.
Oh, he's frozen again. So, I guess we're gonna have to go a little solo here because he's freezing it up. Keep sleeping. I don't know what we're sleeping on there, Ramon. I think Cody is maybe running out of minutes on his AOL CD that he's got. So he seems to be freezing up a little bit. He's coming and going. Appreciate the help you guys have given my championship. A little more lineup help. Brady or Lamar. I would go Brady. And then pick 2, Metcalf, Thielen, Godwin. Oh, he's back. He's back again. Give me Metcalf and Thielen. Oh, I think he might be frozen again, And then Mark Andrews, and then Browns defense. Start Antonio Gibson this week. I think it depends on if he plays right now. To be honest with you, it sounds like he's trending in the right direction. I know heading into this week, he was somebody that he started to practice a little bit last week, and he got back this week. And now, looking at him, I think that the only concern is the turf toe doesn't bother him any. It isn't going to hinder him at all. And so that would be the only concern that I have for Antonio Gibson. It really would depend on who you had and if you could actually play him or not. Because I do think that he has a path to relevance. This is a good matchup against the Panthers, so I don't think it's a crazy matchup. Or I don't think it's a crazy option to play him. Are you back now?
I don't know. I've my internet is quarantining. I have no idea what's going on.
All right. Well, you seem to be back now, Tam. Kevin, thanks for rocking the Santa hat. Always. If I can't make it Saturday morning, you guys have a Merry Xmas. You too, Tam. You too. And hopefully we see you on Sunday if you can't make it on Saturday. We just keep fucking going. We're grinding, okay? We're doing our best, Eminem. And if you only have one shot, I don't know, whatever the rest of it goes.
Do not miss your chance to blow.
I'll see you in the Super Bowl, Walito. Get all the way the fuck out of here with that, okay? The Saints are the most delusional fans. The Saints are like the Cowboys, right? They every year they have this idea of grandeur and how they're going to be in the Super Bowl, and we get screwed all the time. The refs just screw us over. No, you're just not that good, okay? So there's a much better shot that it's the Packers or the Seahawks.
Moving on, Higgins or CeeDee Lamb?
Higgins.
Cup or Lockett?
Cup.
Big Hen. Appreciate that big subscribe and the big comment. Ayuk or Deontay? That is Ayuk.
Yes, sir.
Kev, did I miss this one? Is this one that passed me by?
No. We have not answered that.
Oh, would you start Antonio Gibson this week? So would have to start Henderson over Gibson. You're muted.
Oh, I'm muted over here.
Fucking amateur hour.
Maybe I get to redo my comment that I just said. Give you a little bit. I'm gonna go Henderson. Is he frozen again? Son of a bitch! It's like the Tin Man. You have to fucking you have to oil him up. All right, let's keep this going. Another kicker question. Blankenship or Will Lutz? Let me see. Give me Will Lutz, Travis, in this matchup against Minnesota. That's where I'm going. Y'all going to be doing 2021 mock drafts in the offseason. Yes, Ramon, we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff in the offseason. We are not just going to do a mock draft. We also do a live NFL draft show actually on the day of the draft. We go live on day one of the draft for the first round. We go live on the second day of the draft, and we will be live the entire time. We bring on a ton of guests from the industry. Like every 30 minutes, we got new people coming on, which is a lot of fun. We basically live stream for about 8 hours. And so we'll be doing that for sure. But we'll definitely be doing like mock drafts for redraft and stuff like that. We'll have a ton of prospect talk over the offseason. Oh, Cody messing up my flow here with my... We'll just turn it off. How about that? So... and so we have all kinds of content coming out. So whether it's mock drafts, whether it's in-season redraft, all that kind of stuff, free agency will be coming up soon. Lamar or Mayfield, give me Lamar. I am a little bit down on Lamar this week, but I can't sit him for Baker Mayfield. I can see a path where Cleveland ends up running the ball and just ends up crushing it. Through on the ground with Chubb, with Kareem Hunt. So it does make me a little bit nervous for Baker Mayfield. So that's why I'm a little bit lower there. Saints win the Super Bowl. You can get all the way the fuck out of town with that. Let's see. We'll definitely be here for my Allen Robinson jersey. Hey, we'll see. Hopefully you get it. So everybody make sure y'all click that like and subscribe button while Cody keeps messing up my flow I got going on here. So yes, again, on Sunday, we are giving away Allen Robinson signed motherfucking jersey. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel. That's it. We're also going to be giving out some other stuff, some TFA swag, some TFA t-shirts, and maybe some other stuff that we're going to try, or we're still trying to come up with. But for sure, can you at least show them the jersey real quick? Do you still got it next to you? Allen Robinson right there. See, no cap, no lies here. Allen Robinson, that jersey in his hand will be going to you, and he may even sign it for you, like on the outside. Maybe he'll sign it for you and get Cody's signature.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ruin this whole fucking thing, and I'm just gonna sign it myself on the one. The A-Rob is on the 2. I'm just gonna sign my name on the 1.
All right, Eckler or Fournette? It's Eckler, right?
Yep.
Meant to say Cup or Woods. It's Woods for me.
Yeah, I was trying to find.
The Walito with jokes looks like the man can't unmute a microphone. It's my first year of fantasy football. I got to the final. That's what I'm talking about. But I don't know how to choose a kicker for my roster.
It's proof. That's proof.
Proof of what?
That kickers don't matter. You got to the final in your first year. Don't know how to choose a kicker.
That's why you don't need them.
Yeah. Don't change anything, UD1. Just keep doing your thing.
That's dope. Looking forward to all that. They asked about mock drafts. We're going to do any mock drafts. We do a lot of mock drafts, but I was talking about the live NFL draft show that we do during the NFL day 1, day 2 of the NFL draft.
Yes. That was a lot of. I was thinking today we're going to have to come up with our promo this year. I feel like we have to do it. Yeah.
If you guys haven't checked it out, if you go deeper into the videos, you'll find a
Full House promo.
Yeah, our Full House promo that we did for the NFL draft show. That was funny.
Yeah.
TFA Fam Fantasy League. Yeah, I think we can do that this year. Next year, we can do some listener leagues. I can take all of your guys' pride or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
Saquon or OBJ for flex. That's tough, but I would still take one leg Saquon over OBJ.
It is tough. Well, OBJ also only has one leg as well, so. Santiago, pick 3, Allen, AJ Brown, Ayuk, Woods, Landry.
Ayuk, AJ Brown, and Keenan.
Yeah. Rams, Colts, or Browns?
Browns. Need help, got to start 2. McLaurin, Woods, or Landry. That is McLaurin and Bobby motherfucking Trees.
McLaurin and Landry.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We're getting close. We're getting closer and closer to that illustrious. We're only 24 away. 24 subscribers away from that 1K. Wow, boys and girls are going to be going to bed with sugar plums dancing in their head. I'm going to be dancing with 1,000 subscribers in my head. I just want the 1K. I just want the K next to our name. That's what I want. So,
Double B, and then we will get out of here on this one. Allen or Hurts?
It's 100% Hurts. So, yeah, I would go Hurts. And I do want to say before we there's always got to be that one, right? This is Pollard and Jacobs for me.
Taylor and Jacobs.
Of fucking course, right on brand. So I just want to say, once again, I truly, I can speak for Cody. Appreciate all the support we've had this year. I hope everybody has an excellent Christmas and has a happy holiday. I know this year has fucking sucked on so many different levels, and whether it's been everything else that's gone on in this world and fucking craziness. And I know fantasy football has kind of been our little outlet to everything that's gone on in the real world. And I hope at some level we've been able to do that for you guys. That's why we are giving away the stuff we are. We're just trying to give back in whatever way that we possibly can to help out and to show our appreciation for you guys, because our 100% goal is to build a community here. And that's what we wanted to do. And I feel like we've done a pretty good job at that. We're just getting fucking started. We're got a lot of stuff coming in 2021 to win more championships. And so I really appreciate all the support again from everybody. It's crazy. We're almost to 1,000. Hopefully we get there by the end of this weekend. That was my ultimate goal for this year. That's where I would like to hit. If not, I really appreciate all the support once again, guys. And have a great holiday. Have a great Christmas. I hope you guys all, get to experience, whatever joy you get to, because I know there's a lot of stuff going on with social distancing. Oh, so I'm not going to get on that. But have a great holiday. We will see you guys on fucking Saturday to win some money to start DFS. And we will see you on Sunday to give out that beautiful, beautiful Allen Robinson jersey. And it should be hyped. So all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel to shot and win the jersey. Okay? 22 away. Let's go. 22 motherfucking subs. Let's get it. Have a happy Christmas or Merry Christmas, and we will see you all on Saturday. Bye.
Bye.